All right, I think we'll get started. My name is Ellen Lindsay. I'm the principal of AMSA, and this is Dr. Anders Lewis, and he's our executive director, and he'll be speaking to you in a moment. Just as an announcement, we do have a Portuguese interpreter in the back, this lovely lady in blue. So if anyone needs an interpreter, I believe she also speaks Spanish. Great. So if anyone needs any interpretation, we have that offered for you in the back. So I want to welcome you out tonight to our Prospective student orientation and open house. Give you an opportunity to hear a little bit about AMSA. Okay. Welcome. Some of the things we have to offer. We'll each just take a few minutes to talk about the different departments here at AMSA, and then give you an opportunity to ask questions, because really you have questions, you've come to get those answered. So I want to just talk just for a minute about the culture at AMSA and the culture that Dr. Lewis and I are working to create. We are a supportive learning community, but we have very, very high expectations for our students, both academically and in character. We expect our students to behave, and for the most part, they do. They're, for the most part, fully engaged in their learning. They are very well behaved in class. And they take their learning very seriously, and we encourage that. You know, I like to say we work hard and we play hard. Our kids work hard. They spend, some number of hours every afternoon with homework. Many of them are involved in sports at all different levels and clubs, and so they are very active, busy students. I expect every member of our community to bring their best selves to work every day. That includes myself and Dr. Lewis and all of our teachers and our students. We expect a high level of engagement. We expect everyone to take care of each other, to love each other, to respect each other, and to offer our best to each other every day. And we have our little saying, we are AMSA. We work hard. Every adult in this building works hard, every one of our students. Our families are engaged and involved, and we work together as a community to take care of each other, to support each other in our learning and development, and really to increase the level of school spirit that we have. That's something, Dr. Lewis and I have been in our position since last winter. And one of the goals that we've had is to increase and improve our school spirit, to let all those students know how much we care about them, how passionate the adults in this building are, and that the reason that we're here every day is to help them, is to work with them, is to teach them. That is our life's work, and that's what we have the passion and the capacity to do. So I'm going to turn a little time over to Dr. Lewis, and we'll run through the group.
All right, thank you. Thank you, everybody who came tonight. It is getting a little chilly outside. I guess we can't avoid winter, so it is coming. I see lots of kids in the audience. That is fantastic. Just so you know, if you do come to AMSA, I am a New Yorker. I'm a Yankees fan. I'm a Jets fan. So you kids out there, do you like the Red Sox and the Patriots? I hate Tom Brady. I cannot stand Tom Brady. So I have two kids, and both of my kids are die-hard Patriots fans, die-hard Tom Brady fans, and it's very difficult on Sundays at my house. So welcome to AMSA. I know you've probably had a long day. We are going to go until just a little after 7 o'clock today. So just a few things I wanted to get across about our mission, our purpose, why we are here. I have been here myself personally since the doors opened in 2005. I'm an old timer. And what attracted me to AMSA in 2005 is what attracts me to AMSA today. And if any of you have had the chance to look at our charter, it's a great document to read and to look at. And the charter really explains what our school is all about. And there are two things in the charter that I really like. There are two passages, kind of preambles, so to speak. And one passage states that at AMSA we believe that all students, each and every child that comes through our doors, regardless of background, regardless of ability, each and every child that comes through our doors can excel in all subjects. And that is something that Ms. Lindsay and I, everybody at AMSA passionately believes. Each and every child who walks through our doors, regardless of background or ability, can excel in all subjects. The second part of the charter that I really like, which is related to that, is what the Advanced Math and Science Academy Charter School means. The advanced means that every child can learn at an advanced level. Every single child can learn at an advanced level. Before I came to AMSA, I worked at the Department of Education in Malden, and I was thinking to myself that, geez, I would love the opportunity to actually go work in a school instead of being a state bureaucrat. And I read the charter and I fell in love with the idea, because what I found, or what I read and learned about other schools, is too often other schools make excuses. Well, we can do well except for this, or we can do well except for that. At AMSA, we don't make excuses. We believe that each and every child can excel in all subjects, and we are going to fight tooth and nail for every single kid at our school. And I'm proud to say that we've had, if you look at our record, our academic accomplishments, our ratings and our rankings, all of that, we have done very, very well. The U.S. News and World Report has ranked us the #2 school in the state. We're gunning for #1, which is Boston Latin, and we will get there soon, I hope. So we're a school of high expectations. Our curriculum is tough, it's very demanding, but we seek to support each and every child and to fight for each and every child so that they can meet those high expectations. We want to help every kid socially, we want to help every student emotionally and culturally, so that when they come into our classroom, they are prepared, they are safe, they are cared for and loved, as Ms. Lindsay said, so that they can advance, so that they can achieve. Last but not least, and Ms. Lindsay mentioned this as well, academically we're very, very rigorous, and culturally we believe in what we call, what I sometimes refer to my students as we have a spirit of kia kaha in our school. I wish I could explain that I got that concept from some ancient scroll, Tibetan scroll or ancient Greek scroll or something. I got the idea, and I share it with students, I got the idea from a workout tape, so a little bit embarrassing. But the idea, the concept of kia kaha is something that we're trying to instill in our students, and the idea is that AMSA is a tough school, academically it's tough, and sometimes kids may not get a good grade. Sometimes they might fail a test, or sometimes they might get a C or they might get a D. And we want to promote the idea amongst our students that you're not a number, you're not defined by a number, you're not defined by a grade, you're defined by how you respond to that. You're defined by what you do when you face difficulty. You're defined by what you do when you struggle. Do you go into a corner and hide, or do you get back up, fight, and struggle and persevere? So we believe that those two combinations of high academic expectations, the belief that every child can succeed, and the fostering of the idea in our students that they can succeed with spirit, with perseverance, and with courage, that we will create a successful school, and we would love to have your kids at our school. I'm not sure who's next, Ms. Edwards. So thank you. Mr. Naraki, our Vice Principal.
Hi everybody. I've been here since 2010, so I'm going into my 8th school year here at AMSA. I started out as a substitute teacher and then a special education teacher, moved into a Dean of Students role, and I became the Vice Principal last March. So it's been a great run here. I've been here for a while. It's a great school, great place to work at. With my role, I work very closely with we have 2 Deans of Students. We have a Dean of Students dedicated to the lower school, and another Dean of Students located in the upper school. So I just want to go over some some basic school policies. I only have 2 that I highlighted up there because they're the most common areas where we see infractions and things like that. So I passed out a bunch of uniform posters that these are posted all over the school at a much bigger format for the students to see. It's also on our school website, but I put them on the table so you could take one home. I think we have a couple extras, so if you don't have one, you want to grab one before the end of the night, come see me. So before I get into that in-depth, high behavioral expectations that's been mentioned by Dr. Lewis and Miss Lindsay. Our number one goal every day we wake up, every day we come into school as an administration, as an entire staff, is to make sure our students are safe and comfortable here at the school. We actually just met with every single grade level last week, grades 6 through 12 individually, brought them all in the cafeteria, and we talked about that. We talked about having respect for each other. We reiterated throughout the entire year. So we met first week of school, we meet every quarter as a grade and discuss safety. We remind students about policies and things like that as well. So we do have I'll jump to the uniform policy first. So this is the poster. We've made many adjustments. Since I've been here, I've been here for 8 years, so that means we've had 8 different uniform policies. This is the first, actually I have to say 7. This is the first year, last year and this year, we actually have pretty much the same exact policy. So we're trying, we feel like we have a great product here. We have student government here that voiced their opinion. They were the voice of our student body. We worked with our students to come up with a uniform policy that made sense for everyone, that everybody thought was fair and doable. So I know you have questions probably toward the end of the program here. I can definitely talk about this more if there are questions. One other key policy that I like to bring up, because cell phones are such a big thing now, we do have a cell phone policy in the lower school. Students need to have their cell phones put away. If they do own a cell phone, or you own their cell phone, but they do have to put that in their locker during the school day. There are some teachers who do utilize cell phones for particular activities in their classroom, and they'll notify their students ahead of time and say, hey, you can bring your cell phone to class just for this period to work on a particular assignment. But other than that, cell phones are expected to be stored away in the locker during the school day. When children do get to the upper school, we do have a little bit more of a lenient policy where they can have the cell phone on them. It just needs to be turned off or on vibrate. The referral process through the dean's office. So like I said, we do have 2 deans of students. We believe for lower level infractions, especially for the lower school students, we communicate. We're very proactive. We are not I would say we're one of the most proactive schools around. I do know many administrators from other schools. I know how other schools operate around this area. We're very proactive. We will reach out to families right away. For lower level stuff, there'll be warnings, phone calls home, things like that. If there are any high level incidents or violations, we do have a referral process. So teachers have an electronic system here at the school. They can quickly communicate with our dean of students through a student software system that we have. So if something were to happen in class, the dean will get that on their computer, get an alert, and they'll call the student down and deal with whatever the situation was. We do have, for lower school students, some common consequences would be, we have lunch detentions here, and this is all going to sound very negative, I promise I'm not this negative, but I feel like you should all, just in case you were wondering, we have lunch detentions which are like 20-minute detentions during lunchtime, so the student would have, it's sort of like a social probation. They wouldn't be eating with their friends during that time. They eat up in the office. There are teacher detentions, administrative detentions. We have Saturday detentions here, and then what any other school would have, suspensions and things like that. I will tell you, on my last thing I'll say, we have a very safe school here. We have a great population here. The majority, high majority of our students are engaged in their lessons. They are kind to each other. They are respectful to each other. But we have 1,000 students here. Things happen. Students make mistakes, and we understand that. And our goal is just to make sure that they don't repeat the mistakes. We're very proactive in trying to help them make better decisions so that the mistake never even happens the first time. But if it does, we're we work with the families. We try and make sure that the students learn. So it's not about the consequences, really. It's more about moving forward and making sure that the student learns and can operate here at the school and be part of and contribute to a positive environment. I think that's all I got for now. Here's Ann Richards.
Good evening, everybody. How are you tonight? Thank you. We have a Portuguese interpreter here this evening. Would she stand up? If anyone needs her services, she's in the back of the room. All right? Thank you. Hi, I'm the Director of Operations here at AMSA. I've been here since the school opened, which is 12 years. I've had 2 children go through the school, graduate, and go on to college as well. So I've been around for a long time. I'd like to just talk about some operational things here at the school that you parents and students might be interested in. Transportation is always a big question. Marlboro families get to enjoy free transportation via the city of Marlboro. There are going to be 10 buses next year that will service the entire city of Marlboro. And we talk more about that and give you a directive of where that information is that you can take a look at. We also have this year 2 regional buses that go to the outlying areas, Hudson, Maynard, Clinton this year. That changes every year based on who would like to ride and how do we fill up a bus. So that can change. The towns that you might take a look at this year that are on the routes may not be there next year. So that's a moving target every single year, and it's based totally on parent interest because that's a fee-based program that parents pay for. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is field trips for students. That's always a fun thing to talk about. Every grade at AMSA will go on at least 1 field trip a year, the whole class. We have grade level coordinators in place that are in charge of the whole grade and planning those types of activities for the whole say 6th grade will go. They usually go every year to Mount Wachusett, and they do a great hike and have lunch at the top of the mountain as a whole class. It's sort of a bonding experience, and they'll do that in the early fall, and it's a wonderful experience. And every grade will do something similar to that. And so I'm in charge of planning all those field trips for the year, academic field trips, classes that want to go out and do different things. So there's a lot of extracurricular activity as well as during the school day activities. Clubs, that's another fun thing that students like to talk about. And many of our clubs are student initiated. The students will have an idea for a club. They'll approach a teacher to be an advisor. And if there's enough interest, then they form a new club. And right now we have 38 clubs here at AMSA, very diverse. And again, I'll give you a direction where you can find that information and take a look at some of those clubs online. The kids may be interested in that. Lunch program, always an interesting topic. We have a wonderful lunch vendor here, a local agency that cooks fresh food every day for us here. I'm going to direct you to our website. We have a page dedicated just to the lunch program, and you can take a look at this month's menu. The menu is quite diverse. There are cold options, hot options, there's a salad option. There are accommodations for vegetarians, for gluten-free, so it's very extensive, and it's quite a variety of things that you can choose from. Since the lunch is prepared off-site and brought in every day fresh, we order a month ahead here. So it's not a daily lunch, and we don't take cash here. You'll pay online, choose your meals online, you get your menu for the whole next month, and you're off to the races. So, and if students are not happy with that, they can certainly bring a bag lunch from home at any time. Health office. We have a great health office here. We have 2 full-time registered nurses and 1 part-time. And they moved into a new space this year over in the lower school, and they take very good care of our students here. So all of the things that I talked about can be, you can find extensive information on our website, and most of the topics I spoke about can be found on the home page under Student Life. Just click on it and all the topics will come up, such as transportation. You can go to the transportation page. You can take a look at the AMSA bus routes in Marlboro. You can take a look at the regional bus routes, the regional bus applications out there. You can look at, the lunch page. take a look at the menu. So it'll give you a good idea of what your children have to choose from. I believe that Mr. Finkel, our communications director over there taking the video, put up recently a club's catalog out there of all the clubs. And I believe that's as well under student life, Mr. Finkel?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Yes, it is. So a lot under student life. If you have a desire, just go on out there and take a look at all there is. There's a lot of information out there. All right? Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for your interest in AMSA. We're happy to have you here tonight. My name is Pete Jones. I'm the athletic director here at AMSA. I'm in my 9th year as an athletic director overall. I'm in my 3rd year here at AMSA. I'll talk just a few moments about our athletic department. We're a member of the MIAA. You might have heard of the MIAA. They're the Massachusetts Interscholastic Athletic Association. They're the governing body of all education-based athletics here in Massachusetts. We're predominantly District E, which is all of Central Mass, Worcester County, and westerly Middlesex County. So we are a District E Central Mass school, and we're a proud member of the Colonial Athletic League. The CAL is a league predominantly comprised of local tech schools, Assabet Valley across town, Keefe Tech in Framingham, Monty Tech in Fitchburg, as well as a few charter schools like ourselves, Abbey Kelly in Worcester, AMSA, Parker Charter up in Devon. So it's a move we made about 3 years ago into the CAL League, and it's been a great place for our student athletes and coaches. We're really happy to be a member of the CAL League. You'll see some of the offerings that we do offer here by season, fall, winter, and spring. What it amounts to is 23 varsity programs and 40 teams. So within a varsity program, we might have a varsity, a JV, and a middle school team. So we do have 40 teams, upwards of 40 teams throughout the school year. So there's a lot of opportunities for our students to participate in athletics. Some of our programs do have cuts. We do have to make selections in certain programs, but each season there's always an all-inclusive team where everybody can join and everybody can participate. So we do really encourage that. 6 through 12 are eligible. We're all under one head of school. We're under Principal Ellen Lindsay, so all of our 6th graders are eligible to play on our high school teams. Very rarely would we ever have a 6th grader compete at the varsity level, but we do have 6th, 7th graders competing at the JV and freshman level. So once you're in AMSA, you are able to participate in our interscholastic athletic program. I think the best thing about our athletic department, and I think what all athletic departments strive to do, is to teach lessons that can't necessarily be taught in a classroom, lessons that transcend what a student might learn sitting in a classroom. So, leadership, sacrifice, mental and physical toughness, commitment, dedication, those are all things that our coaches strive to impress upon our student athletes each day. Again, it's obviously the kids are there playing a sport, hopefully they love that sport and they're competing against other schools, but there are life lessons and valuable lessons that are taught above and beyond just playing and trying to win an athletic contest. Like I said, our student athletes can participate at varying levels. We do have varsity programs in 23 different sports, but there are JV programs also. We have a few freshman teams, and we do have a few middle school teams that are. I think my goal as the athletic director is real simple. It's to keep all the kids safe, obviously first and foremost. But secondly, it's to have all of our programs compete with class, competitiveness, camaraderie, and championship spirit. So it's something that we work toward every day. We're getting bigger and better. We've added some recent sports. Girls lacrosse and girls tennis were started last year. We've also added a football cooperative program with Maynard High School and a girls ice hockey cooperative program with St. Peter Marian of Worcester. So we're definitely getting bigger, and you can definitely see us in the Worcester Telegram and Gazette, Metro West Daily News. Our kids are really representing our school really well, and we're really proud of them. So thank you for listening to me talk about athletics. I'll pass it to Kate Driver from School Counseling. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Kate Driver, and I'm the Director of School Counseling here at AMSA. This is my first year. I actually just moved to the area from Maine, so it's been lovely to get to know the towns that we serve. So our school counseling program is really focused on supporting the academic, the social, emotional, and the college and career development of our students in grades 6 through 12. We're really fortunate to have a dedicated 6th grade counselor who's really focused on helping students transition to AMSA, learn about how to handle the academics, make new friends. Transitioning to a new school is a really big change for a lot of students who've come from perhaps being in the same district for K through 5, and perhaps even longer if students are transferring in. We then have a 7th grade counselor who continues to work with just 7th grade. and then we loop after that. So we have a counseling staff of approximately 7 people, and they're really awesome. They're dedicated, they're talented, and they're doing a great job supporting all aspects of student life here. We offer classroom lessons at the middle school, or at the lower school level. Students are learning about a monthly theme that's connected to a lesson. So far, our students have been talking about responsibility, they've been talking about empathy. We had a Unity Day in October where we really talked about kindness and acceptance and inclusion with all of our lower school students. So we're seeing that impact every day. We also do some short-term programming. So as you walked in tonight, you might have seen Take What You Need on your way out, or actually we have 3 locations today, the counseling office over here. Students were able to just take a positive affirmation to guide their day or their week. Some things like calm, or no stress, or peace, or friendship, laughter, to really just begin to think about positive messages and how we can support each other through our day. At the upper school, we offer a junior and a senior seminar within the school day. So I believe many of you are looking at entering in the lower school, but it's important to know what's to come because they'll be here. It'll be here before you know it. So we offer a junior seminar that supports our college and career exploration, and then a senior seminar in the fall that hopefully helps take some of the pressure off students at home by giving them time and support here to write their college essay and work on their college applications, talk about financial aid, really engage in that process at school to support you all at home, because I know it's a lot of work both in and outside of the building. We are also the 504 coordinators, so for students who have 504 plans in their current schools, we take over and run those meetings here. But overall, I think it's, I'm really enjoying being at AMSA. I think one of the things that I see the most in our parent community is that there's so much support for what's happening in the school and engagement. It's really fantastic. And in the students, I see a real dedication to their studies that is just head and shoulders beyond what I've seen in other lower or middle schools and high schools in other places I've been. So it's fantastic, and it's great to see you all, and I'll be around for questions later. Thanks. And Maureen Lavelle, special ed.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. I'm also new to AMSA. I started here in the summer, and I didn't really know too much about AMSA, and I was interested and intrigued about the mission. Dr. Lewis explained that to me in a way that I could understand it better, that it's an advanced curriculum for all students to access, and that was really important to me, because what I learned is how they do that, how the teachers do that, is through scaffolding the material and teaching in a way that all students really can learn that, even if having an IEP or disabilities or so forth. So in response to that, we welcome any IEPs coming from any other school, and we have transition meetings in the springtime to talk about what your child's IEP would look like when we provide the service delivery here. And we also have a child find mandate, where if your child were to struggle at any time in their career here, that we would be available to evaluate them for special education. So we have the standard model of support. We have evaluation, specialized instruction provided by our special ed teachers, consultation to general ed teachers, and our providers include all the typical of any public school, which would be special ed teachers, paraprofessionals, school psychologists, speech and language and pathologists. And we can also contract out to collaboratives that provide behavior specialists, physical therapy, and occupational therapy, because we don't have the need for that to have full-time staff here at AMSA at this time. And for the opportunity to public speak, no, just kidding. But thank you for coming.
Welcome. I'm the new registrar here. I've been here a month. But I have been a parent for 12 years and a teacher for 5 and a bit. so I have been here a while. So I'm here to talk about the lottery. So AMSA entrance is through a state-regulated lottery. So everything we do is as Dee says we need to do it, okay? So currently the application window is open, and that will be open until January the 12th. The application form is a very simple form this year. It's one page, asking for your contact information, the grade you're applying for, and that's really about it. Previous years there was residency. We don't ask for that at this point. Okay, I am getting quite a few emails on that, so there's something to bear in mind. The lottery will happen mid-February. That date will be advertised. And then we start to offer seats. So seats are offered in a preference order. First, we will look at siblings of current students. So anybody who is currently a student here, has a younger brother, sister, if we have a seat open, then they will be given the first offers. After that, it goes to core towns, which are Hudson, Clinton, Maynard, Marlborough. Okay, and then we go to non-core towns, which is any town outside of the core towns, but inside Massachusetts. You have to be a Massachusetts resident. Okay. If seats are accepted, AMSA will then verify your documents. So if you say you live in Clinton, we will ask for evidence of that. If you look in the enrollment policy, you can see what evidence would be. We also will ask for report cards, birth certificates, just to make sure you're applying for the right grade, and things like that. So, talked about the core towns. One thing that did come up this year, which I know a lot of you are questioning, is we hit what was called net spending cap within Marlborough, which means the Marlborough school population, we currently have more than 9% of the school population, which means this year we had to skip over some Marlborough students. So we don't know whether this will happen next year. This is something that we will find out in January. So we don't know any more than that at this time, okay? So all the applications are done online through the website, which is up there. If you just go in there, you click the button to add an applicant. Another thing that I am noticing is that a lot of you who have been applying year after year, when you're going in, you are trying to edit an application from a previous year. Please don't do that. Please add a new applicant. Everybody who's applying for next year needs to add new applicant. And if you happen to have not, made a new one, please just make a new application.